To be very clear about this, these demonstrators are ostensibly protesting because, as part of their raids in Los Angeles, ICE removed criminals who have no right to be in this country. And in many cases, they're obviously horrible people who belong in prison for the rest of their lives, never mind being deported. For example, Fox reported that, quote, DHS confirms that a Vietnamese illegal alien ICE arrested in LA operation yesterday is a convicted murderer and gang member who was involved in shooting up a high school graduation party in San Marino in 1994, killing 2 teenagers and injuring 7 others.
Tampa Free Press. Decades after teen double murder at grad party, killer arrested again in L.A. ICE sweep. Wong Chan Phan, a 49-year-old Vietnamese man with a prior conviction for a notorious double murder, was arrested during a recent Immigration and Customs Enforcement operation in Los Angeles. Phan is in the United States illegally. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, confirmed Phan's arrest on June 7th, highlighting his criminal past as part of a broader federal immigration enforcement action that has been met with significant local resistance. According to a DHS statement released on June 9th, 2025, Phan was convicted of 2 counts of second-degree murder. The charges stem from a 1994 incident where Phan and alleged fellow gang members opened fire on a high school graduation party in San Marino, California, following a dispute. The shooting resulted in the deaths of Dennis Buan and David Hang, 18 and 15 respectively, and left 7 others wounded. A massive manhunt at the time led to the arrest of Phan and 8 other individuals linked to the crime.
They also arrested multiple sex offenders, drug traffickers, so on. In other words, as always, the left is committing acts of terrorism because other terrorists are being taken off the street. In every case, that's why they riot. And the left got away with doing this back in 2020. They were able to take over the freeways and set fire to federal buildings all over the country on behalf of professional degenerates like George Floyd and Jacob Blake.
800 leftist riots versus 1 rightist riot. The Major City Chiefs Association documented 8,700 protests across major U.S. cities between May 25th and July 31st, 2020, with 574 involving violence, primarily following the murder of George Floyd. Approximately 7,000 to 8,000 protests and 50 to 100 riots in the United States in 2022. Based on ACLED data trends and statistical reports, with unrest driven by abortion rights, police shootings, and environmental justice issues. Statistic data from January 2023 to August 2024, there were approximately 18,481 demonstrations in the U.S., including 18,356 protests and 125 riots, defined as violent demonstrations causing public disturbance and inciting crime. Well, it looks like you were right, Matt, old boy. They have been getting away with it for a very long time.
That's precisely what's happening again. They don't believe there will be any consequence for rioting because they've never experienced any consequences before. And the only solution, of course, is to treat them like the terrorists they are. Use overwhelming force to put down the riots, charge and convict the rioters, send them to prison for years, not days or months, but years, ruin their lives, show no mercy, make an example of them.
Yes, let's ruin their lives by incarcerating them in a federal penitentiary for decades. Let's make them feel every second of American justice. We shouldn't deport these rioters. We need to keep them here in prison, not a Fed camp either. Security housing unit, as California calls it. The SHU. Solitary, crappy food, no TV, hard time, hard labor, life sentences, consequences for attacking American law enforcement, federal, state, or local.
This is how you maintain a just and orderly society. The other option is anarchy.
Yes, the question is, do we want a nation of anarchy or do we want a nation of laws? The choice is quite clear, and the leftists are forcing our hand. We have no choice but to act. We have to support President Trump. We have to improve his poll numbers. We have to throw our weight behind this policy. My God, look what is happening, America. Look at what is going on. Make sure you follow me for more news.